problem. It's just the passwords that standard for. Just want to make sure because everybody, you have a ability to change it yourselves.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a little bit.
Yeah. Rick, some follow up, she said you got tomorrow. 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock. Okay.
I was about 38 years old. But luckily I have a cat.
Yes, yes. Good. Good.
You're determined to do it on.
You know, I looked at that the other day. I wasn't paying attention. I stopped like,
Oh.
one day I probably will, and I won't be safe, but so long. Sam, did you need it? Yes. Okay, we're gonna call the May 28, 2024 city council meeting order. Reminder to silence your phones, which I need to listen to myself. And we have an opening prayer and a pledge of allegiance, Father.
One bow your head. Heavenly Father, we come to you right now, Lord. Asking Lord to lead us, guide us, shield us, and protect us, Lord. Our eyes, our feet, our minds, Lord. Lord, just continue to keep your hand upon the loved ones, Lord, and the leaders of this city, Lord, that we make the right decisions for the people, Lord. In these places, we ask in your name. Amen.
Amen.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please, ma'am.
Councilmember Bryant.
Here.
Councilmember Hampton. Here. Councilmember Woodfall.
Here.
Vice Mayor Landry.
Here.
Mayor Ketchum.
Here. Approval of items on the consent agenda. Item A, to read by title only, resolution 2024-10. Okay.
Second.
Councilmember Bryant.
Yes.
Councilmember Hampton.
Yes.
Councilmember Woodfall.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Landry.
Yes.
Mayor Ketchum.
Yes. Receiving a request from the general public, the council welcomes you to this meeting. This time is set aside for our citizens and the general public to address the council on any matter not included on the agenda. This is not a question and answer time, nor is it a political forum, nor is it a time for personal accusations or derogatory remarks. If you would like to address the council, please come to the podium when you are called, speak into the microphone, and state your name and address for the record. Please also limit your comments to not more than 5 minutes for individuals and 10 minutes for groups or delegation. Do we have anybody who would like to address the council that is not on the agenda? Hearing no one, move on to number 5, which is bids, and we don't have any bids to open. We have a recommendation.
Yes, Danielle Scott. Well, we have, last council meeting, we opened the 3 bids and we discussed DB and Son is the cheapest, like by 200,000, and they've done work for it before, so.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Councilmember Bryant.
Yes.
Councilmember Hampton.
Yes.
Councilmember Woodfall.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Landry.
Yes.
Mayor Ketchum.
Yes. General business, agenda item 6A, Dawn Perez to address the council to discuss the possibility of bringing back Main Street and take any actions deemed necessary. Good evening.
Good evening.
Can you hear me?
Sure.
I'm burning, it's challenged.
For that BMI chart, I am too.
I was asked to explore, maybe bringing back the Main Street program. John and I have tossed that around back and forth for a little while. We met with a lady named Catherine Beck, that suggested or encouraged us to maybe start Main Street program. We told her the history, a long history of Main Street, good and bad, and why we didn't think at the time that would be a good idea. However, I'm still doing some research. I talked to Ms. Beck just literally as I was walking in the door. She finally called me back to find out what it is we need to do. I asked her if it's something that the chamber could take on and maybe get it started again without having a separate Main Street office, because that was always a problem. It was funding, keeping the doors open, keeping the electric going, paying a director to run this program, when we're kind of mimicking the same stuff that Main Street are. So started thinking, okay, maybe we can start the program. It would enable us and open us up to different historical preservation grants, maybe to help revitalize downtown and do some of the things we want to do again. She recommended just today, though, that we get it started and then like in a couple of years, maybe hand it over and then have a director. I, again, don't know if that would be able to be possible, but it's something that we can look at. I do not have a problem exploring it, applying for getting designated as a Main Street community and seeing where we can go with it. Like I said, right now, we took over literally all the Main Street downtown events. So we're already running them anyway. We have, through our tourism side of the hats that I wear at the chamber, we have actually invested quite a bit. Even before the hurricane, we started a new Shop the Blocks campaign that promoted Perry basically to the world. Through videos, through television commercials. We started a co-op program with all the downtown businesses were eligible to participate. And we paid 2/3 of the cost for them to get 1 month's worth of advertising on television during prime time. So that's one of the things we've done. We just had a Share a Good Nature video that just launched. That was another grant we got from Visit Florida that focuses on downtown Perry. Because considering what we've been through in the last 7 months, I believe that in order for us to be successful in economic development, we have to have a strong, vibrant downtown. Because we have to give them a reason to come here. And the downtown is going to be a big part of it. I can't help with healthcare, I can't help with education, but I can help with that. So John and I thought, let's go ahead and just jump into the deep end and see if we can get this Main Street program started again. If it doesn't work with the chamber doing it long-term, we can hand it over and let you guys hire a director and or, whatever, but we're just trying to see what we can do to help.
I just had one question. You said something about being designated a Main Street community. Is that, who designates that? I mean, excuse me, I just don't know. I don't.
Well, there's Main Street
Oh, no.
USA and then there's Florida Main Street. So we would
Okay.
become like an affiliate of Florida Main Street. There's certain criteria that we have to follow, lots of rules and lots of reports that have to be turned in on a certain time frame just to keep us as a designated community.
So it's like a franchise, if you will.
Sorta, it's
Yeah.
sort of like, the Keep Taylor County Beautiful program that the Chamber of Commerce has had since I've been there 30 years. It's an affiliation, it's a designation. You pay dues, you turn in quarterly reports. You're eligible for different environmental grants, which we're actually in the process of wrapping up one of our environmental grants. Where we're gonna buy some trees for the city to plant downtown to continue your downtown beautification. So
Okay,
it's sort of the same thing.
gotcha.
Dawn, I know that you lost your right hand helper. Do you have time for that?
Well, honestly, I don't have time for much of anything these days, but, we are looking for another full-time assistant to
Okay,
take Rachel's place. We have been using an intern just to kind of get us through to see what the future looked like. We weren't wanting to, because when that position came open for Rachel, I kind of encouraged her to go because of everything that's been going on. I said, you know, this is a good opportunity. I don't know where the chamber's gonna be in a year, so, but now I think things are starting to level out and we're gonna be okay. So we're looking at, getting another full-time person. And yeah, a lot of this work would probably be delegated to the assistant.
Mhm.
It's not rocket science either. I've worked really closely with the Main Street program before. But honestly, at the end of the day, if you decide not to do it, we're doing it anyway. So, I mean, seriously, if we decide not to just have a paper that we're a Main Street community, the chamber's already kind of doing most everything that needs to be done.
I think it's opening up some more doors for us.
It does, it does open us up for grants because of the just having that designation. So,
Thank you so much.
anybody have any questions?
What do we need to do?
Nothing, I need to talk to my board. It's like I kind of jumped over the fence and now I've got to go back and ask my parents if it's okay. But, I think that they will understand and kind of see this as an opportunity. So we're gonna discuss it with them this Thursday, and if all is well, we'll move forward.
thank
Very
you.
good. Thank you. Item 6B, council to discuss CDBG policies for small cities, community development block grant program and take any actions deemed necessary.
That's what all
Yeah, the CDBG program has a lot of requirements. And, you did have these policies for your previous, CDBG grants going back to 1995 and even maybe before then. So some of these policies were quite a bit out of date. So I went through them and found five, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that needed to be either adopted or updated to meet the current federal regulations. And these are all specific to the CDBG. I guess they call it the regular program, which you're all going to apply for. There's also disaster recovery, CDBG mitigation, CDBG. They have their own requirements. And so this would just be for the regular CDBG. So you have your procurement policy, your citizens participation plan. The citizens participation plan, just you have a really good plan that in that regard. It's just a couple of federal regulations that need to be changed. There's a handicap accessibility policy. There is a listing in there for all the parks. So John and I might need to talk about, make sure they're all handicap accessible. We have restrooms, you gotta make sure you have handicap grab bars and things like that. Then of course, the public buildings need to be handicap accessible where people meet. There's the affirmative action, equal opportunity action plan, just another policy. And then there's the nonviolent demonstration policy, which means that you can't, you're gonna have a demonstration out here, you couldn't bar people. I mean, you couldn't be unlawfully violent. So those are the policies that just need to be adopted for specifically for the CDBG. And there is just one resolution that can adopt them all at once, and then at your convenience, you can just sign each policy later. But it would just be one vote to adopt.
This is basically, it's an update.
You
Housekeeping,
had these for
whatever you
30
want to call it.
years, so these are just makes it more current to the current grant.
We need to move to 6C.
Because they're tied together, right? 6
Yeah.
B and C are basically the same. Okay. Agenda item 6C, resolution 2024-10, adopting CDBG policies. The resolution of the city of Perry, Florida, adopting and amending certain policies and resolutions that are required in order for the city to remain eligible for participation in the Florida Small Cities Community Development Block Grant Program, providing for severability and providing for an effective date.
Motion.
Have a motion, we have a second?
Councilmember Bryant,
Yes.
Councilmember Hampton,
Yes.
Councilmember Woodhull,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Landry,
Yes.
Mayor Ketchum.
Yes.
So that was 2024 C.
10.
Yes, 10.
That's 10.
Did I say C?
No, I don't.
I may have.
I don't know where I got
No,
that.
they
Yes,
said.
6C
It's
was the
six.
agenda.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
60 on the, yeah.
Yeah, so that would be the last items you need now. We'll submit the grant application. You adopted those other previous policies at the other meeting. Since all you need to do is really email Jim, and I can put it in the grant application and submit it. And we'll see the process. So thank you.
Very good, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, agenda item 6D. Mike McDonald, engineers, to discuss water and wastewater projects, and council will take any actions deemed necessary.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. I have a small presentation. We have a handout to review. Just wanted to give an update. And I think John and I talked, and we're going to probably do once a quarter similar updates in that way. Once a quarter, we'll do similar updates for you, so in that way you will have it. There you go. Thanks.
Thank
There
you.
you go. Okay. I try to speak loud. Okay. What you have, I think, John, if you want to pull up the presentation, what I was gonna do is today is give you a little bit of background and the move forward and the history of what we have. And hopefully after this meeting, I think it answered many of the questions we will have and let you know about what the move forward path is. I don't think, John, we have to vote on anything from this. This is just an update. So there was a concern about, a lot of things going in what we have and what we don't have. So I'm just gonna go through some updates and provide you updates. You have copies of it. If you need to be, I'll answer any questions. John has my cell phone. Anytime you need to talk to me, you can. What you have in front of your screen, just give you a background. So the city right now have, and I'm sure you're gonna help me out here. So we have well number 1 and 2, which has a very old treatment plant, which dates back 1943.
Well, number 2 is 1943 when it was last drilled.
Yes,
It's been updated since then a couple of times, but the original drill date is not.
1943. So, and it has a filtration plant, which is almost as old as that first well is. So it's working barely. I don't think we know a whole lot about it. Then you have well number 3, which does not have any treatment. And it has been in operation for several years. And then we have well number 7, where the picture is. So back in 2000, before 2018 and 2022, we did a facilities plan, which laid out what your tenure is going to look like. And we lined it, we actually matched the projects based on the funding. So the two numbers we need to look at it is 2 million, 4 million for water. So if you see the first project, CEP typically funds projects up to 2 million. So this was our first project. So the way we did it, we took the entire need, which has several portions of it, and divide it into small projects so the city can get the maximum amount of grant. So this was the first project, which was completed in 2022. The purpose for that was to remove an old plant which was all rusted. So we built a new plant, and it is only to remove iron, not to remove anything else. And we have it currently offline because you have what is called disinfection byproduct. All the wells in this part of Florida It has what, because you have springs, so they are under the influence, and they have to be treated. So the next portion, so this was completed, $2 million construction cost, 79% grant. And it was in operation, and then the next project we did is to take care of the DVP. Ms. Shirley, you asked me a question about Forever Chemical, take care of it. So this portion will take care of that. And the project is almost complete. We are waiting for one test results. Once it's passed, we'll put it online. But in the interim, we asked the DEP, which I just got an email for a quick call, to allow us to put the project online. And then once the test is passed, which should be in a couple of weeks, then we can put the whole thing online. So we will have that project completed. There will be a change order, which is required, as you know. So the way the project was, the project came in over budget. We reduced the cost down and we awarded the project. There is $400,000 that will be left that needs to be paid. That the grant amount and the loan amount has to be up. And that will happen in August by DEP. So that's why you have a change order which keeps the project open. And the project will be completed in the next few weeks, but we have to keep it open so we can get the money back once DEP approved everything in August. So that's that. It's almost there. It's going to be completed. What's the next phase? There was a question regarding what we do next. So in the facilities plan, it proposed city to purchase some land to put new wells in. So they can, phase out 1943's well. And we did a report which identified some areas. We are in the process of looking at, how to implement that project. If the well test comes out to be good, we don't need any plant, that's the best case scenario. If it doesn't, then we have to do a water treatment plant. For that, I'll show you in a slide, we have contacted the water management district. The city can purchase the land, but they have limited funds. So our recommendation was to go through, that's the last water treatment plant project. We have submitted a grant application to water management district, which spells out that we will need to purchase the land, drill the test well, and then based on that, we can either do without any treatment, or if we need treatment, we're going to need X amount of money. So the total project cost is 12 to 15. If water management approves it, it will be 100% grant. If they don't, we have to go back to SRF. The city percentage typically on that project is 80-20. Does water management approve this kind of projects? They do, but they do not have this amount of money. So they may have to be in several phases. So it takes some time. And as I pointed out, we had a overall plan device which allows us to go through different phases. John, we come back to the next one. So the other one is the lead service line. I think I came by about 3 months ago, 4 months ago, and talked about it. The city since then have Florida Rural Water Association gave the city 100% grant. So they are doing the red line, the city is doing the red line assessment. Based on that, if you need any fund to replace any of those red lines, you have the funding already in place. You do not have to draw it. You only need to draw it if you have that fund. The funds are in place, you have it, city is approved for $950,000. You do not have to take a single dime out of it if you don't have any limit. So that's based on that. The next one is what was discussed, I think last meeting. That is, so you have a water facilities plan, which lays out 10 years of work for the water, which mostly entail right now is your treatment plants. For wastewater, you have no document. So we are in the process of creating a planning document which will spell out projects, many projects, not one, for the next 10 years. Once that is approved, you can pick and choose the projects you want to do from there. There was a question, if this has been done before, I gave you a list of several people, some of them are around you, that we have done those. That kind of planning, and they were able to successfully do many projects. Now, just keep in mind, DEP has limited funding every year. So that's why we want to do a plan which is long, which allows us to do small projects. Which, when I say small, for water, it's somewhere between 2 to 4. For wastewater, it's 4 to 8 million. And they can fund you based on the planning document. But if you do not have the planning document approved and these projects are not identified, they will not be able to fund. So this is a comprehensive plan. We only have 30 days from last meeting to finish them. So next meeting, we will bring the plans to you. It may have some big numbers on it, but that's just to have it for the next 10 years. So it will be one of the first time the city will have a planning document that spells out project from now until 10 years. So that's a good thing to John and the council to approve that. So there's a step in the right direction. The next one is some good news. Some of you may know it. So in the last, John, what, 90 days?
6 months.
6 months. So last 6 months, the state have opened what is called rift grant. And the city was able to secure 2 of them in the matter of 10 days. We have 10 days to put the application estimate and everything. And those are both approved. One is 4.7 million and one is 300,000. The 300,000 is to look at your system and stormwater issues. And based on that, it will identify where you need to do some projects. And we will look for funding for that, or if they can be accommodated while we are doing the water and sewer projects, so we can do that. The water line is that from the well all the way to your tank. It's already been approved. It should be in design. This is an old, if I'm not mistaken, asbestos line that needs to be replaced. So the money is already there. John just got an email that the contracts may be approved. We are waiting for contracts from them, and it's already in motion. The next one, I think we went through the CDGDR. We did the estimates of several of your roads, and I think identified about 2.5 maybe to go for that. So this is in works. It's not approved yet, and we are working towards it. Few things, challenges, and assistance. What we will. The challenge is always to balance the funds, how to do which project, which comes priority. And then what we need assistance from the city is, move forward. So you have done all of it. So I think with that, I'll open up any questions you have. And also, I'll probably once a quarter, I'll come over and then give you updates to this. So that way everybody's going to understand what's going on.
I have
Good.
one comment. That's actually a disaster, that's actually a commercial revitalization for the road. The disaster recovery for Hurricane Fidelia, they say there should be some additional funding. So you could have another project of a couple $1 million that heretofore is, you haven't identified the funding source, but we don't know. It's all depends on if the federal government has disaster funding for Hurricane Fidelia. So, that's something to think.
So, good point. So this plan, we are doing for water and sewer. I think water is already there. So we took, when these funds come in, we're sending them the information of what we need. For wastewater, once you have that plan, you will do the same. For the road, we already identified $5 million worth of roads, 2.5 we already applied for. The other 2.5 is still available. So,
Right, so some drainage projects, doing a planning document, that's very dangerous.
And this has been replicated. I didn't put Panama City where I am based out. So Hurricane Michael hit city of Panama City. We did similar plans. Having a plan always, when you come talk, somebody's coming talking to you, you can tell them, hey, this is the projects we're looking for. There are many requirements for each of these projects. They are income-based, location-based, heritage-based, and we'll identify those projects and we'll mark those up so you can get funding based on that.
Ones that are highlighted, are these current projects?
Some of them are finished, some of them are. Like City of Springfield is a current project. We just identified similar cities. That's why we have it.
Okay, I got you. I believe.
Yeah, so City of Springfield is a current project going on. Bonifay is current. Mariana has actually 2 different projects we're doing right now. So yes, some of these are already completed projects, some of them, these are similar.
Every one of these are projects you're involved in.
They're all about.
Okay, I'll just verify.
We're looking at in the area of Pine Ridge. For the new plan. We have Pine Ridge low pressure system. Right above City of Bonifay.
That was the E1 pumps that were done. I were over there.
Okay.
2012.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that one that's still paying on?
Now we're gonna identify some areas where there is something to sure there is some additional funding, which is outside of SRF is available to do that. It's 100% grant. It was easier to get 2 years back. It's a little harder to get, but we are meeting with Surbcat to identify one of those projects and hopefully we may get some. And the applications are due on the 26th of June.
Yes, ma'am.
You said something. About the water. By document, of course, the color, his coloration is stuff in order. You had it on your Facebook page. You said it was completed.
You mean you talking about the filter project?
It's been completed.
Yeah, tell us about the filter project. It's just,
The one which is ongoing right now.
Yes.
So
yeah,
one
that's
is
the name
already-
of the project.
Yeah, so there's, one is the filter project is almost completed. We are running one test. What we are doing in the interim, we talked to DEP, and there's got a message from them that will bring the plant number 7 online. Everything is passed. We're waiting for one test results. Once that is passed, we can run it through the plant. So that will be filter number 7, that plant with the whole filter, both filters on.
A week or two.
Our arsenic, the test is, typically it takes 10 days for us. They did 6 tests, 5 passed, 1 didn't. So we're waiting for that to come in. But in the meantime, we asked DEP if we allow us to go ahead and put the well online, which has the iron removal and everything else. And if they are good with it, we'll probably start running the water to filter and number 7, well number 7 filter system. And in 10 days, we'll do the other one. Now, you do still have 2 other wells, which are right now supplying the water, which the discoloration is coming. The well number 7, if I'm not mistaken, will not meet 100% of your requirement, right? No, so it will meet a good portion of it, but then you still have 1 well with the filter plant, which is very old, and then you have 1 without filter. And what we are at, when I was talking to them, there is some, the city right now puts in some chemical and some chlorine in it. I asked them to give me location of it. We may switch that location, and it may help the discoloration well. So we're working with the city on the location of what they add. They add what you add, format,
We had Aquamag and gas chlorine.
Yeah.
Those are the only two chemicals we had.
and Aquaman, you've been doing it for several years. So the way the locations are, we have to change them a little bit, and this well didn't have iron before, now it has some iron. So by switching the location, it allows us to, reduce the discoloration, but majority of your water will be supplied through the new well, new filtration system. So that will come.
Okay, so I just want to clarify this for myself. We're working off. When this well goes back online, we'll be on 3 total wells.
Yes.
Okay, this one's gonna have the brand new filtration system. The other 2 have
One has no filtration
none.
right now. And
One has a very, very old anthracite cold media filtration system that is more or less outdated at this point, the old water plant. The other
Yeah.
one does not have any form of filtration on it because at the time that it was done, it was not necessary for the water quality. Ever since that plant has been running as the primary, it is drawn harder on the aquifer than it should have to. And that's where we're picking up a higher iron now. That's what's causing a lot of the discoloration. So what he's talking about is we're going to move the AquaGold chlorine injection points so that it will coat the effectively iron before it gets sequestered by the chlorine and turned into a corrosive agent, turn color. We can address that now. That should help with some of the issue. With the current filter project, we have one filter bed that wasn't quite testing where we needed it to. That's where that one test is coming in. But what he's asking DEP is if we can bypass the filter in the meantime and run it through the existing filter that already removes iron heavily. And once we can get that running, it's just a matter of a couple of days until we get the other results so we can run the new filters.
So the new plant we're talking, the plant that's in the planning, the new water plant or new water well filter system, is it gonna replace one of the 3?
The idea is to replace the old water plant, the oldest.
Okay,
So it will be big enough to provide the city with, depending upon how big those wells come out, but it will be good between the new filtration system you're putting in and the new plant. You should be able to meet your requirement, and then well number 3 becomes your plant.
so the new well's gonna have a new filtration system, everything's gonna be a full plant to slate.
That all depends on the quality of the water when they initially test the well. If we
Right.
don't require a filtration system, the
Mm.
cost of the plant will be a lot cheaper. But if we don't need it, we don't need it. If we do need it, based on the quality of the water we get on the test wells, then it will cost more, but it all depends on that first test.
So what you typically do when you are looking for a well site, you drill a small well. You take the water out, you test it, and if it shows the water quality is good, it will tell you what the water quality is in the aquifer. So that's what we do, None of us have a magic wand to know what ground water looks like, but the city has one good well, the rest of them are not, so we have to go do a test well and make sure that it is tested.
So just gonna replace one well, then the 3rd well, I guess is still gonna maintain.
It'll become a backup location. We'll use it whenever we need it for high demand, but we won't generally use it on a day-to-day basis.
Okay. But we're talking several years before that comes about. Unless the city hits the lottery, something.
Still gonna take a lot of time.
Yeah, it's not gonna be built overnight, I can't. I don't have any questions.
Hopefully the moving of the chemical remediation will come soon.
What does it need?
Information sharing.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was very informative. I appreciate you bringing us up today. Andrew, thank you. All right. Agenda item 6E. Council to discuss hiring Scott Frederick for economic development and to perform SWOT.
Right.
And take any action deemed necessary. What's SWOT?
Strength, weaknesses.
Opportunities, that's.
Okay. Wasn't familiar with that acronym, so.
They teach at college now.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I was
It's a
there.
newer thing.
Yeah.
I've been working with Bob Brown on a few projects. This is something that he kind of proposed to me. I wanted to run it by y'all.
That the same Bob Brown that cost the city $3 to $6 million.
It is.
Are we paying him anything? Good, no. Is this all, or do you want us to talk about this?
That's all I have. I'll bring it to y'all, see what your thoughts were.
Most of you probably know Scott was here at one time.
He was economic developer one time, right?
Right, yeah. I don't think, I don't think we have any need or use of something like this. We've already got one in place called TCDA. TCDA is not for the unincorporated parts of the county, it's already for the entire county. And the city already funds, city residents already fund TCDA. I don't see a need for it myself.
Just clarifying what you meant by that is when you get your tax bill, the city residents actually pay more in county taxes than we do city taxes.
Well,
So we do pay county taxes,
the
so we
county,
are
the
funded.
county collects money from city residents and
And county residents is right, correct,
They're not separated.
right.
It's all in one pot.
All in one pot. And they are, whatever amount, they are paying to TCTA now.
We already
Right.
are, yeah.
So the city is already. And, we don't want to get into a double taxation issue.
Agreed.
So I really don't see, it would be providing, same service two
Yeah.
different ways.
Right.
And I think TCA.
And we'd be paying twice.
And if you don't mind, I was thinking, because I just saw this the other day too, and my thoughts were. Because like I say, this is something that's in college now, professors could probably do it for $1,000 through TCDA.
Oh, they do it in the classroom.
Or Dawn Perez might be able to, because she's got all kinds of marketing contacts, you know, for cities and chambers and all that. They could do a strength, weakness, opportunity, threat analysis as well. I mean, I think there's some other places we could, if we wanted to get involved in it, but there's some other avenues I think we could get similar results. Chief.
I was wondering if this came before the county. Since they're familiar with Scott. They hired him before. I don't think the city should.
They get the TCDA.
I
But
think they were-
they've already got a person hired, I think.
Yes,
TCDA?
yeah,
No.
they did.
He
Unless he quit.
Taylor?
Yeah.
Resign. Yeah. After this decision with the GP stuff, he was only gonna try and get a contractor to come in, but once he had gotten stated that they were not gonna come back, he was.
TCDA needs to hire somebody.
They're trying.
They do, they have 4 new people on
Yeah.
board. They got sworn in or posted in, or call it. There's some 4 pretty good ones, I think.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
All right. 6F. Council to review state revolving fund amendment 1. The loan agreement. DW 620261 and take any actions deemed necessary.
That's what Barry was talking about, extending the project out. So we're not being billed on that, $400,000. That'll give us some time to get SRF approval.
that something we need a motion on or what?
Thanks, sir.
I'll make a motion.
Yeah, figure it into the loan.
Yeah.
Definitely need the money.
Yep. Motion.
With a motion, do I have a second?
Councilmember Brian,
Yes.
Councilmember Hampton,
Yes.
Councilmember Woodfall.
Yes.
Vice President Henry,
Yes.
Mayor Ketchum.
Yes. Agenda item 6G, council to discuss writing bid specs and to take any actions deemed necessary.
Y'all review the scope of work before we send it out.
This downtown,
Wait, get it out, you can do whatever you want to do. We're doing it by linear foot. But that's specifically for that, yeah.
Are these the roads that we got approved for to get redone? The project,
We don't have any road in particular, but what we talked about is the downtown area.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
striping the parking spaces
Spaces.
and such as that, yeah. Center, so you're just breaking up. Yeah, okay. I see what you're doing.
The more you, the
Yeah,
more you do, the lower the price should be.
right.
I think we're gonna add. 10,000.
10,000 or more.
To it.
And I was going to do 10,000 or more, because some of the figures that I've come up with for
Yeah.
downtown areas, over 10,000, so.
I'll look at that lower price.
Yeah, it's just leave my house there. Doesn't take long to add that up. I mean, to get that,
So if we approve for the CDBG grant. Do we repay over that or repay?
Will be prepayment on what we already described?
Yep.
That's
Not
That doesn't make
necessarily.
any sense
not
to me.
necessary.
Unless you
it
can,
depends on what road.
I was gonna say, unless you can do some that are not covered by the grant, I can't see doing it.
See what the prices come back, grab what we're gonna do.
Okay.
That'll work.
So y'all are wanting, so I know how to fix the bid parking spaces downtown as well, because that's gonna have to be added to our,
Well,
just
that's
striping.
was all this request started downtown area.
I knew the striping, but I want to make sure I understood
Yeah.
you, Brian, that you want parking.
But what, isn't that covered under the grant? Or won't that be covered under the grant?
On Jefferson Street.
Parking.
The parking lots,
You want the parallel?
restriping the parking
Yes.
lots.
No, I'm talking about the parking on Jefferson Street.
Parking here, like right here. The ones that we own, where we put in that grant.
Well, that's. I'm talking about parking on Jefferson,
It's the parallel parking.
not a parking lot on Jefferson.
It's regular.
Up and down. Up and down.
Whatever you want to call it.
Oh, well, Jefferson.
Here's both.
That's at the courthouse.
We didn't put Jefferson Street on that grant because it's so new, so it
No.
probably would not be covered under that grant.
That's right. That's what we-
And we get the price back, pick which ones we want to do.
yeah, that's true, yeah.
That'll work. All right, agenda item 6H. Council to discuss request for qualifications for engineering services and take any actions deemed necessary.
I think we need to hold off on that, since we've got so many projects outstanding right now with the engineering. I thought one of y'all asked me to bring this back, maybe I didn't, maybe I thought it myself.
I agree with you, we don't need to muddy up what we've got going on,
Oh, we got too much happening.
and,
We're gonna send that one out.
All right, agenda item 6, sorry, any more discussion?
No.
Agenda item 6I, council to appoint one citizen to serve on the Perry Police Pension Board of Trustees. Do we have anyone?
I was just told to put it on the agenda.
Oh, okay.
Like, well, somebody's moving.
Do we have anyone to, and do we have a name for anyone to step forward? Okay, so we're just gonna address this, okay, later. All right, we'll table that, and agenda item 6J, council to continue discussion on city manager's 5-year capital improvement plan. You take any action deemed necessary.
Better to use things. For that grant, I had to break it all down. Each individual item you're trying to do, I think if you get more points, you know, I can get more points if it's detailed out in your 5-year capital plan. Well, that's your $200,000 grants. For Rock Ridge and Griffith. Not about, can we change that money to it? Keep updating until the last day.
We don't have a copy of that.
Oh, I wish you have,
So what did you change?
I just added the detailed items. We'll do a little bit.
Basically just split out some items and expanded the section, so to speak.
You better, that's,
Yeah, the part
that
that
you did, I mean, what's your install?
so instead of 200,000 for Lockwood Park validation, I broke it down, you know, based on the items.
You got it tonight.
That's about it.
Any discussion on it? Any discussion on that? Okay, agenda item 6K. Council to review cash report for restricted and unrestricted monies for fiscal year 2023, 2024 through April of 2024 and take any actions deemed necessary.
What happened in solid waste?
Restricted or unrestricted?
Unrestricted. Went down 121,000. You have to look it up, you
No, that's not. I don't know, we probably purchased, some heavy equipment or something. We have to look it up.
Yeah,
Get back
yeah,
to
look it up if you would. I think, in our gas utility fund, I think we need to break that down. Such as if residential, school, commercial, whatever else we got, it shows about the gas. So we can see what the growth cost is. It's always possible that, schools, say, may not be paying fair share. The only way we could be able to do is to break it down like that.
Well, we do have a separate report that we can bring you with that, but this is based on bank
Yeah,
accounts.
that's
We don't want
right.
separate bank
I'm
accounts
saying-
and all that.
Yeah.
But we've got a spreadsheet we can bring
Okay,
you.
that's, yeah,
Do that in the revenue section, but don't be comparison.
Cash assets are different than revenues. But we have
well,
a,
different.
He's want to know where the money's coming from. Commercial, schools, and residential.
yeah, but it's, Raven does a report like that anyway, that we
You
put in the cap,
should have.
that we put in the CAFR, yeah. It's all broken out by the number of customers in each category and the volume and the cash. So we'll make sure you get a copy of that. And if that doesn't satisfy you, you can tell us how you want it tweaked.
Got it.
We'll email you something tomorrow. We have it.
Raven, as long as she don't have a computer, she doesn't talk.
No, yeah, but I have it like the year end. I have my statistics.
Why does the ARPA funds remain almost the same? They're not spending money or what?
The ARPA funds, the money has not been transferred yet. We've been waiting for the auditor to verify the numbers. But when we reimburse it, that'll change a whole lot here. And hopefully next council meeting, we're gonna have the auditor here, hopefully. Because that's something that needs to be updated, but yes, we've been funding as per the last budget, all capital outlays going under ARPA funds, so we have it in the expenses. But we haven't moved the money from one bank account to the other. In other words, it's all sitting in the general fund and it'll be dispersed. You know, if we have $1,000 of sanitation, we're gonna move that exact amount year to date, but we have to verify the last fiscal year, which we're still waiting on. And that's gonna be updated. I mean, that's only about $156,000, but then we have a lot more this fiscal year. And we're 8 months through it. So yeah, good question there.
Any more discussion on the cash report right now?
Penny, when do we normally get an audit?
Well, if there's no overruns, it's supposed to be done by March 31st. But Adele gets screwed up everybody.
Okay.
Screwed up us. We lost the computers there for over a week to regain information. TBS had to archive that. The auditors had problems with it. The actuaries had problems. It was just horrendous, but it's been running bad since COVID. I'll be honest with you. We've had to file extensions almost every year since COVID. For one reason or the other.
Company we're using, or that's just a general,
It's happening with a lot of them, and the county's in the same boat with us.
it's like one,
Yes, they do.
like TTD.
I don't know who they use. Alan Jones. And the Boys and Girls Club uses them because they specialize in nonprofits and government.
Because I don't know the answer. Should we have an independent audit since we have a new finance director so that everything will be clean when she comes aboard?
Well, this is an independent audit.
Okay,
Okay, they're not.
this is the same
Same
firm,
And
right?
what I would suggest, and Bill may back me up on this, is I'd like to keep the same audit firm for a year or two. And then go ahead and put out an RFQ for it, because she's not gonna have her feet underneath her for a year or two. And the auditors do have some knowledge of, just like the engineers, they've got a lot of knowledge of the city and how the funds work. So,
We've got an investment in just like that, we got an investment.
so you don't wanna throw the baby out with the bathwater, but I agree after a little bit of time. And it's okay if you run, and it's okay if we run past the March 31st, just so you file your extensions. And reason could be I have a new finance director. It's perfectly understandable. And it's not her, it's just that everything she has to do now for the next couple of years, she has to go back to the previous year and say, why was this done? Where did this number come from? And it's gonna suck up a lot of time and energy. And a lot of my staff has been moved around too, and they've been less than a year at the job. They're good and smart, but it's still less than a year in that slot, so. But yeah, I would definitely say about 2 years. Put an RFQ out, it wouldn't hurt to change. And also the auditors are there year round, so if she has a question, she can pick that up anytime and say, I need to know if this is how this works or not. And they get back to her, kind of like a lawyer. I need an answer, you know. So, and he has a knowledge, some new person. Yeah.
Agenda item 6L, approval of minutes for the May 14th, 2024 regular session.
Councilmember Bryant,
Yes.
Councilmember Hampton,
Yes.
Councilmember Woodfall,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Landry,
Yes,
Mayor Patrick.
Yes. Now, I didn't say something again, but Carly, welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Phase. Oh, this is neat. City manager report.
No, our V operator for wastewater passed away in the car wreck. One of the city operators started in resignation last week. So we're down to one C operator trying to run a B-rated plant. We got a phone call with DEP Thursday, I think, kind of figure out what some of our options are. But we're gonna need a B operator now, really. Just giving y'all a heads up.
Yeah.
You can contract it out, but they're big cities.
so you need an operator and a manager, or what do you call them? Or just two operators, two operators,
You notified DEP.
huh?
Notified DEP of our problem.
Okay, yeah,
I doubt we're near the only city that's got that problem.
So it's a common problem.
Anything else, John? Okay, city attorney, she laid her mother to rest today, so obviously she won't hear, we're praying for her healing of her family. Finance department report.
She's been training for a week and a day, and she's doing great. And, I have good confidence in her, and, FEMA is still sucking up a lot of my time and energy. So someday we might actually get a check from them, or some checks, but things are moving through their many multi-levels of validations, and questions. And they ask the same questions over and over and over. But, hopefully we'll get a lot done before I leave here.
Very good. Police department report.
We've had 2 graduate the police academy. They passed their state exams. They are in the in-house FTO program now. We have 3 more that will graduate in about a month. Hopefully they'll pass that exam with the same level that these other 2 did. All the repairs, the police department from the hurricane have been completed except for the fence. Now, the repairs on the wall are temporary. It's going to keep it from collapsing in. The problem is still there. It's just short up, so it won't get any worse. And really, that's what we're waiting on, the fence bid to get that done. That's it.
Fire department.
I really ain't got much to go on. We are remodeling the fire station as we speak, but other than that, we just keep going on.
Good deal. 24/7.
And flushing hydrants, yes, we are flushing hydrants 3 days a week.
Very good. Street.
May I ask a question on that? Are you all notifying the residents of what area?
Yes, ma'am, Miss Danielle takes care of that.
Put it on Facebook last night.
yeah, I saw a new one on.
Okay, good.
And the papers been running it also.
Wake up out of bed, correct.
Thank you.
Okay,
I
street.
forgot about it. Yeah.
Okay.
So I have nothing.
Nothing else. Okay. 1 o'clock in the morning. All out. Water department.
I think we pretty well summarized that, talked about the filter project, where we are with that at the moment.
Good deal.
But that reflection is continuing.
Wastewater?
Um, we got a contractor coming in the morning to line Cherry Street. So that should be taken care of.
Using that new system?
Yeah, they're gonna basically to display it, demo it for us.
Yeah.
Do the repairs. They'll be here at 8:30 in the morning. We've got to clean the line for them. Hopefully everything goes well, but, we will be a little short-handed for a little while, but, we should be fine. Mechanically at the plant and lift stations, I mean, we're good. It's just, I tried to reach out today to Andrew at Florida Rural Water to check on our grant regarding our vac truck, because that's something we will need if we do get in the line of business ourselves. So he's supposed to get back to me on that, but other than that, I mean, we're good.
Thank you, sir.
If you got any questions?
Natural gas,
We're good, the gas department, unless I have any questions.
Park Department.
We're good there too. We just put on the new door reinforcements right there where his head of the two wooden buildings. If y'all want to go look at them, fire department's locked for the evening and open them up on the weekend days. We're unlocked from Monday through Fridays, because we're got to check. Okay. I thought we're trying to get everything fixed.
I'd like to see that.
City Council. The sheriff.
I know one thing, on the 15th of June, I'm trying to get together what it's called a Juneteenth Gospel Jubilee, a unity in the community event. So if you're a good singer, please come sing.
Mhm.
Anyone want to speak? Everyone's invited. And we will need sanitation department to help us out.
Where'd you want me to?
Shirley, which part?
Rosehead,
Okay.
Send me any, picture information we'll get on the, electric sign,
thank
like
you.
whatever logo or date, and all that stuff.
We say help sanitation department, just extra hands.
Yeah, whatever y'all normally do. I think Danny already have it
I would.
on the, thank you.
That'll be on the 15th.
Exercise equipment, yes,
Okay.
exercise equipment.
I'm still waiting on them to give me an installation date, but they have the stuff. They're just waiting to schedule the date. But if they come install it, I'll let you know as soon as I'm waiting on them to schedule it for me.
Thank you, Gary.
It's fine.
Hopefully that'll,
I thought,
Yeah, I like girls.
hopefully that'll slow it down a bit. Do you lock them open somehow or?
yeah, there's I have a piece of flat bar that goes through the slot and then put the lock on both sides so they can swing it loose, or no one can get locked inside or something.
Yes.
Like that.
It's a shame. It's a shame we have to do it, but it's a good thing.
Mhm.
Yeah. Shirley, have anything else?
Thank you.
Ms. Dan?
Quite some time ago, Andy Jackson came and asked, requested that a traffic signal be put at Thomas Stemps Drive in 19. And the recommendation was that he contact DOT regarding, re-engineering the grade level. Do we know if anything has been done about that intersection?
They did their study and said they didn't need a traffic light there. I asked them to rethink about their study and they said no,
Okay, but what about the grade level?
we would be, well.
That's a state highway.
I know,
That would be all to the state. That
yeah,
would all be DOT.
but it hasn't happened. So the problem is still there, is what I'm getting at. Yeah, he was, I think, the chief recommended that he contact DOT regarding re-engineering the grade level. But my question is, has the problem been solved?
To get them to change their opinion on intersections, you gotta have a high crash frequency at those intersections. The last time we had anything done was on Jefferson Street at that Baker Street entrance to Walmart. And that took an astronomical amount of crashes for that to happen.
Yep.
And it was serious injury crashes as well. So unless we have that at that intersection, the way it's designed, I don't see them doing anything to change anything there.
Okay,
And it's gonna be totally on DOT study to do that.
So it's more reactive than it is proactive.
Yes, it is.
okay, thank you. And also, the school zone, speed control thing, have we ever done anything about
We've
that?
got a new vendor, that's recommended by the Florida Chiefs Association. I've gotten a sample ordinance as well as a contract for review. I need to pass that along to the city attorney when she's back in to make sure it's appropriate for us as the city. John's already reviewed it and it looks better than the other one we had, so it's, definitely something that's in the works, right?
Okay, great, thank you, that's all.
Ms. Bonita? Mr. Brines? I'm good. I just had one person send me an email and ask one thing, the new website. I don't even know who I'm talking to about the new website, to be honest with you.
Well,
Anyway, there was apparently the yearly trash schedule was on the old website. I guess it didn't make it to the new website.
she called.
She did.
I
Okay.
got covered.
Okay.
Who's handling that now, Brandy,
I haven't been trained on them.
or Christie, or Stephanie?
Okay, hey, that's all I had. So anyway, thank y'all very much. You don't need to lie down there. You don't need to lie down.